Good morning, everyone, and what a lovely morning it is. I've come out to the Peak District to film some landscapes for a feature film. I thought I'd bring you with me. Just popped my hat and gloves on. A bit chilly this morning, about -1. You can tell from the ice on the path that I'm the first one out here this morning. This is the 4th time I think I've been out here now filming GVs. The last time I was out here, it was foggy, very foggy, which meant a lot of moisture in the air, and me and the camera got completely soaked. Suffice to say, it was okay. Initially, the director just gave me a list of shots he wanted. In fact, I'm not sure he even gave me that the first time round. I think the first time he said go and get some landscapes of the moors. So that's what I went and did, and then gave me a shot list of more of that, and you know, this shot but with more of this or less of that. If I look tired this morning, it's not just because I was up early. It's because about a month ago this happened. It's an adventure in its own right. The reason I'm out here today is actually just to get one specific shot. It's the opening shot of the film. The director had assembled the film, but the opening shot that he had used was one of the shots I got a previous time. I mean, I thought it was nice, and he even said it was nice himself. But funnily enough, oh, there's a mountain hare. It's gone. The shot that they were using as a placeholder for the opening shot had a little bit too much going on, was the feedback I got. It had a puddle in the foreground and a hill in the background, and the director didn't want people to think there was some meaning or significance behind the puddle or the hill. And he wanted just a vast, almost unending wilderness. It's quite ironic, really, because I went out on that trip, I think that was the first trip I did, without any sort of creative direction. It was just go and get some landscapes. And so that's what I did. And with a background in landscape photography, you're looking for things and framing stuff up, giving the frame a subject. In this case, it was the puddle in the foreground and so on. It gives the image depth. And the director actually wanted none of that. He wanted it to be plain. He wanted the opening shot to be as plain as possible. So that's what I'm trying to find. I was hoping actually for overcast weather. It was due to sleet later. So this is actually almost too nice a weather. But I guess that it'll be easier to desaturate and mute the colourful sky a bit easier in post than it would be to make it brighter and more colourful. The weather's actually so nice, it's probably possible for me to get the drone up. It's not often that when I come out to do these trips I can do the drone and the groundwork, because usually the weather favours one or the other. When it's the drone, you want clear skies, little wind, whereas for the ground stuff I'm often wanting the wind, the rain, the fog, everything that isn't very conducive to flying a drone. You may be wondering, why is he carrying the camera on his shoulder and not putting it away in a backpack? Well, after having carried cameras for many miles over moors and up hills, personally I think it's easier. It's just more convenient. If I were going somewhere specific to get a shot, then yes, it would make more sense to pack it away in a bag, in a backpack. But if I'm going to be filming en route, if I don't know where the shot is, having the camera ready and accessible is far more convenient. I can just put the tripod down at a moment's notice and not have to unpack the bag, put it on the tripod, and so on. With the right tripod, it's actually quite comfortable, and in fact, you can virtually walk hands-free because it's balanced so nicely. The other reason is if you've got other gear to bring, such as more lenses, batteries, the drone, food, drink, they'll often be taking up space in your backpack, and often there's no other place for the camera but to go on your shoulder. Another advantage, actually, is carrying this weight. I mean, it's not heavy, but it's certainly not light. Keeps you warm when the days are cold out. I'm quite glad that it's a bit frosty this morning, because this would have been an absolute quagmire. Well, it still is, but slightly less squishy underfoot than it would have otherwise been. Just missed it. There's a mountain hare. It's still got its winter coat on, just on top of that rise there. Let's see if we can find it. This is one of the few places in the UK where you can find them. Sun's gone behind the cloud, and a bank of cloud is rolling in. That may well be the sleet and snow that was forecast. Let's get my skates on. Wind's picking up. It's really coming in now. Oh, the ice formation's wonderful. It's even got little gaps in this. Well, it doesn't look like I'm going to be getting many good views anytime soon, so I thought I'll take the quick opportunity to just tell you what sort of kit I've brought with me today. The main camera I'm shooting with is the Canon C500 Mark II, just the 24-70 Mark II L lens on the front there. For some of the other trips I was shooting with some Zeiss primes, but as I've narrowed down the shot list, it didn't make sense to bring a whole set of primes when one zoom can suffice. It's a fantastic zoom. Yes, it's not a cinema lens, but this isn't a cinema environment. I don't need a follow focus or a matte box. Optically, it's superb, and it's far more convenient to bring a zoom on a trip like this than a bag full of primes, which I have done. It's also weather sealed, which the Zeiss lenses are not, which has come in handy. I do have the full bright tangerine cage, but for this trip I've taken it all off and just taken the top plate, because that's all I need to hold the viewfinder. It saves weight. I don't need any rod support or anything like that, or a quick release base plate, so I can shed all of that weight. This viewfinder, it is expensive, and it's not part of the standard kit of accessories when you buy the camera. However, it is a superb viewfinder. I prefer a viewfinder. It's far easier to see your frame, particularly in adverse weather conditions. When the rain's pelting your face, it's far easier to look through a viewfinder than it is to squint at a little LCD monitor. The tripod, I've got a Gitzo, I can't remember, it's a systematic, it's a 5-stage carbon fiber. They do 3, 4 and 5 stage, and the reason I got the 5 stage is because when it's fully collapsed, it's the shortest total height, meaning I can fit it in a Pelly case and fly with it, whereas I can't do that with virtually any other tripod. You need a dedicated tripod tube. It's a great tripod. This is its full height, and it's at head height pretty much. That's the camera's at eye level, so it's not often you're going to need shots higher than that. The tripod head is just a Manfrotto 504 HD. It's okay. It's not the greatest tripod head in the world. It does the job for most things. I could really do with getting a better one. Yeah, for this sort of thing, it's perfectly adequate. If you did want to try slinging a camera on your shoulder, I've got a couple of quick tips for you. The first one, so when you're setting up, make sure your bowl is really tight, because that can come loose and start sliding around. Same with your tilt lock. Make sure that's really tight. You'll probably find that the camera will start to dip as you walk and as you're bouncing up and down. So every now and again you might need to tighten that up. You'll want to set your pan to between 2 legs, because this is where your shoulder's going to go, and you want the camera looking straight down your back. So I'm going to turn that there and lock that off. Make sure if your tripod's got any knobbly bits that they are not on this front facing edge, because that will dig into your shoulder. The Manfrotto legs, standard legs that usually come with this head, the kit, I think it's a 5, 4, 6 legs. They are not very comfortable on your shoulder, I'm sorry to say, because they've got the big leg clips at the top which just dig right in. It doesn't collapse as streamlined as these, because it's like a 5 tube array. But once you got that, you can just pick it up, swing it straight over your shoulder, and away you go. Well, this isn't exactly what I had in mind when I came out to film some views, but that's the thing with filming the outdoors, isn't it? I guess I'll see if it passes. In the meantime, I might try and catch up on some sleep. This looks like a comfy looking rock. So, wish me luck, and I'll see you next time. Stopped to have a little snooze, and just woken up, and the clouds are cleared. So, I guess we're back in business. This is quite a nice view. Perhaps this is what the director's after. He wanted to show the vastness of the moor without drawing attention to anything in particular. People ask me all the time, oh, is it still okay in the rain and in the snow and all that? And my answer is always yes. When you're paying this much for a camera, you know that it's going to perform. That's what you're paying for. It's not just the image quality, because all cameras are so good these days. What you're paying for is that added level of build quality and reliability, and that's what is really important in a professional environment, whether that is on set or out here in the moors, that you know it's going to perform in all conditions. They're not technically weather sealed or weatherproof by any means, but the way I see it, it's like a car. Cars aren't waterproof, but you know, they'll keep you dry. Anyway, I best wrap this up before this camera battery dies. I'm gonna stick around, get a few more shots while I can, and then try and find my way off this moorland. Whether I get the shot the director is after today or not, who knows? But I'll put some shots that didn't make the cut in the feature at the end of this video, so you can see the sort of thing that I've been up to, including some really gnarly groffs in the fog and the mist from last time, which I hope you'll enjoy. Anyway, thank you very much, and I'll see you next time. Well, I'm afraid to say it looks like I might not be getting out of this one just yet. Up to the knees.